And from on this, let's speak to Professor of Virology at Redeemers University, Ede, Professor Oyewale Tomori. He joins me via Zoom from Ibadan. Good to have you join us.
Pleasure. Conference of the season to you.
I wish you the same, but we can't say the same for people who are in China at this moment, where whilst the lockdown has been lifted in a lot of areas, but we see figures continue to rise, especially death figures. How bad is this?
I think the situation must be very bad because the Chinese government has decided not to release data anymore, which they've been doing before. So we don't really know the exact situation. But from the pictures and things we are seeing, the situation must be very bad. And it's not unexpected what is happening in China. I think we have 2 or 3 lessons to learn from what has happened in China. You know, each country has to make up its mind on how to control the epidemic within its own region, based on the data that is available in that town or that country. And China did that at the beginning. They had what we call zero-dose program. And they succeeded. The whole world praised them for that. But then China is not alone in the world. There are other parts of the world that also have problems. So in planning your own national program, you must also look at what is happening around you. And I think China made a little bit of error, maybe by doing this zero COVID for too long. And now we're seeing the effect by the sudden bring down, and cases are coming up. Because in the process of their zero code, there wasn't much of COVID spreading in the place. And even their vaccination was not as good as it should be. So now opening the place up and removing all those restrictions, of course, we expect upsurge of what is happening in China right now.
Do you think that because it was residents and citizens who actually protested, saying that because there was a fire incident and a lot of people had lost their life even during that period, and so citizens protested. But do you think that it was a mistake to lift the zero COVID-19 policy?
I think in a way, perhaps rather than the sudden, whatever you call it, lifting of the distance, they should have done it in a gradual manner rather than know what is happening. We can advise them now because we're seeing some of the errors they made. After you've been on zero COVID for almost 2.5 years, then they suddenly change and said it's free for all. You're looking for trouble. And that's probably what is happening. I would have expected a kind of gradual lifting of the conditions before rather than this sudden action which they are taking.
I'm sure that the government there wanted to protect its international image. But as experts like you watch what is going on in China, how worried are you? Is there a potential for a global surge?
Well, the world has to be careful. I mean, it started like that in China in 2019, 2020. The world wasn't prepared, and we had those things went around the whole world. Nothing stopped COVID from spreading around the world because we're dealing with different variants. We don't know what variants now in full is actually happening in China. So we are all still vulnerable, and we still need to be on the alert of whatever is going on. That, I said from the beginning, while you have your own condition in your own country and you run your program according to your information, you should also be aware of what is happening in other parts of the world. So long as this world is not one place, we're all mixing together, traveling from different places. If I don't go to China, somebody from China could come to Europe, and I could go to Europe and come back to Nigeria. So because of the fluid situation, I think it is important for us to be wary, to be prepared, to be alerted, wherever is happening. Monitor what is going on in China and see what we are doing. We've lifted some of our own conditions too, but it doesn't mean that it's a once and for all thing. It is something we must be coming to check regularly to be sure that, we don't get caught on our ways like what's happening in China.
And I remember when, I think it was recently, there was we lifted a restriction that has to do with vaccine. People who are leaving the country, whether they would need to show, I can't remember, it was a vaccination card. But I remember the reaction I got from a lot of people. And it was more like, are we still talking about COVID-19? Because, for a lot of people, they have moved on. And probably we'll have to find a way to bring it back to people's consciousness. But I wanted to ask you, because now in China, citizens are able to travel overseas. That's the latest restriction that has been removed. So how alert should neighboring countries, and even just general countries around the world, how alert should they be in terms of air travels?
The fact that now Chinese people can travel out, and we don't know what their status is, we don't know what rules and regulations they are giving for people to travel out, They may not need tests and things to go out. That puts the whole world to be on the alert and in danger. Anybody that's coming in, and we have a lot of Chinese people working here who are making constructions and things. So we need to be very careful and be on the alert, as I said, that to know that, it's not over until it is totally over. One good example, Malawi, Mozambique had polio 17 years after they have not reported any case of polio, just because polio is still in Afghanistan and is also still in Pakistan. So that's the way diseases are. We must be on the alert. Yes, what our government has done, relaxing, is a good step. But remember, if you look at what they said, they still don't stop you from, you're getting your vaccination right. They still advise older people, who may have comorbidity to be wearing their mask when they get into a crowd. So it's not a blanket, no activity. There's still something that we said, don't do. And I will advise that those of our people who have not received the vaccination, please go for the vaccination. And when you go out into the public, like those of us who are old and have comorbidities, when we go to mask places, we wear a mask for our own safety, not for other people, but for your own safety to start with.
And Prof, just to circle back to what I said earlier about someone saying, after that announcement on vaccination, someone saying, are we still talking about COVID-19? Are we not too quiet? Shouldn't there be some sort of announcement, a public service announcement on television or radio saying, look, talking about vaccination, that vaccination is still ongoing and people should go get the vaccine, because everything seems to have, just died down. No one is talking about COVID. We're talking about monkeypox, cholera, and other diseases as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. We raised this issue up with the National Steering Committee. You still keep this in the mind of the people. You don't forget about it. Our people, there are many problems in Nigeria, and therefore the one you don't talk about, nobody ever remember about it. You mentioned monkeypox now. We don't know what next is coming. Well, another big problem that it was now is the politics. That's what's attracting people's attention. Nobody is caring about their health. The government in their position, just like the NTA and all of you in media used to talk to us about COVID, we must continue to talk about COVID because COVID is still around in other parts of the world. Allow the people, get yourself vaccinated. And if there are stringent rules that were there before, which need to be relaxed, let people know we're relaxing this, but we're not relaxing that. So give full information to the people so that they're aware of how to protect themselves. I always say, the people who do, what happens with an epidemic, it's not really what the government is saying. It is what you and I would do, because we are the ones that get infected. And if I get infected and I transmit it to other people, that's how the epidemic goes on. So we become the more important people in this situation. And government must pay attention to educating people, advising them on what steps to take to protect themselves, first and foremost. Like I always say, no government is going to die of COVID. It's going to be individuals in the country that will die of COVID.
Thank you so much, Prof. We always count on you to help us make sense of issues like this. Professor of Virology at Redeemers University, Oyewale Tomori.
Thank you very much.